Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flag of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, his Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not High, not Allah, not Abba, not Yahuwah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapos Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua, not Yahusha, it's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the occupant pushing this truth and believing this truth of the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the all who are listening, learning. You few sisters who are listening, learning. Coming to the lesson in true facts, faith, and edification. Another day of edification, Lord, always be edifying. So I titled this lesson, They Have Merged Back Together, Reforming the Bear as Prophecy Foretold. I should have said they have remerged. They have merged back together, reforming the bear as prophecy foretold. Now this is I forgot who it was that put it in the chat, in the main chat, in the elders main chat. But I saw this and I had clicked on it. The original one said the Persian Russian connection. That was in the chat. So when I had went to that on Google, there were some others that popped up. So I saw this one here. It said the uncomfortable reality of Russia and Iran's new defense relationship. So it reads on April 2nd, 2024, Ukraine's military struck several buildings in the Alabuga Special Economic Zone in Russia's Tartistan region. It said the strike demonstrated Ukraine's steadily improving ability to hold targets deep inside Russia at risk. But it was also a stark reminder of just how far Iranian-Russian defense cooperation has come since 2022. As of last year, Russia has indigenized the production of Iranian-designed Shahed drones, practicing a degree of cooperation with Tehran that would have been unthinkable only a few years ago. The Shahed and other Iranian origin drones deployed by Russia have created a severe headache for Ukraine, leading its military planners to resort to the April strike. So it said from 1990 to 2022, Russia provided off and on important military assistance to Iran across the ground, aerospace, and naval domains, largely focused on hardware instead of technology transfers. In addition to Russia's support to Iran's nuclear program, this assistance included the provision of tanks, armed vehicles, anti-tank missiles, combat aircraft, helicopters, and surface-to-air missiles, among others. So it says since 2022, Russia's defense relationship with Iran has taken a big leap forward. Corporations have moved past the previous patron-client dynamic, with Iran emerging as a key enabler of Russia's air and ground campaign in Ukraine. And see these buzzwords I'm picking. It said, with Iran emerging, buzzword, as a key enabler of Russia's air and ground campaign in Ukraine. Now, with Iran emerging as a key enabler of Russia's air and ground campaign. Now, Russia is occupying the land of the Medes, right? Iran being the Persians, we know it tell you that the goat, not the goat, the ram, they had the two horns, but one horn was higher than the other when you read in Daniel's 8. So the horn that was higher than the other was the Persians that came together with the Medes. The Persia was more vast, but they came together. Right now, Russia occupying the land of the Medes. These would be the two. The point is, they are emerging as before. This is the point I want to make. It's a military technical collaboration has intensified in existing areas while also advancing to new frontiers such as joint development. That's another buzzword, uh, joint collaboration, emerging. These are the buzzwords. It's a of novel uncrewed aerial vehicles amid a general weakening of past constraints on corporations. Iran and Russia have also taken steps to further institutionalize their defense relationship. And who took down the ancient Babylonians? It was the Medes and the Persians, man. I'm gonna get Ecclesiastes 1, 9, and 10, because there's nothing new under the sun. The Western capitals should accept an uncomfortable reality, even if Russia's war against Ukraine were to end. There is little hope that the Iran Russian defense relationship will revert to its pre 2020 status quo. It say both countries have identified needs for future military what's that contingencies, Salakia, contingencies that they can help each other meet. Man, even if Iran will continue to be more reliant on advanced technology from Russia than vice versa. Traditional instruments such as diplomatic pressure or sanctions are unlikely to be effective in checking this cooperation so long as both Iran and Russia view Washington as its allies as their main adversaries. Ooh, Kalaya Bashmosha. As a result, the best the United States and its partners can do is disrupt this corporation on the margins and focus on undermining it in the most what's this sensitive areas. Specifically, Washington should focus on uh complicating Iran and Russia's procurement of electronics for high-end defense goods and seek to derail or deter impending deals or deliveries through strategic disclosures. Man. So let me get this other article. There's a lot in this. So I saw this other article. Now this is the one. I'm pull up this one. This is the one that was in the brothers had put in the chat. It says this is the Persian Russian connection. So it say, just want to read a little bit of this. It reads, the latest Gaza war is more than just another bloody round in the endless conflict between Israel and Hamas. The fighting is a product of shifting Middle East, where new alliances are transforming the politics of the region. Although the Biden administration and other allies of Israel have been promoting Israel Saudi normalization, as one such alliance, a counterforce is already in the works, deepening ties between Iran and Russia. From Tehran perspective, an informal alliance with Russia is ideological and historically odd. No, it ain't. But it is strategically enticing. Iran and Russia have been rivals for almost 2 centuries, and Iran's former supreme leader, whatever can't pronounce his name, hated the Soviet Union almost as much as he hated the United States, scoring godless communism and seeing the Soviet Union as an aggressive power that sought to undermine Iran's revolutionary regime. But today, the Islamic Republic needs a great power backer, and that's what Russia is in Ezekiel 38. It's the backer. The Lord said, "Thou shalt be a guard," and Russia fits their bill. Even if Russian arms are what's this deficient, defiant, Salakia. No, hold on. Yeah, deficient compared with their Western counterparts. Moscow can provide the full range of weapons that Iran desperately needs. Add to this a friend on United Nations Security Council that gives Iran diplomatic clout as well as their mutual rejection of democracy and human rights. In Iran's infatuation with Russia becomes even more understandable. Moscow's interest in Tehran is a bit harder to explain. It starts with a range of common interests that are generally anti-US, opposed to democratic values, and weary of Sunni Muslim fundamentalism. Indeed, the modern Iran-Russian relationship initially grew from cooperation between their respective intelligence services, looking to keep an eye on various Sunni fundamental fundamentalist groups that emerged in the Caucasus and Central Asia after the collapse of the USSR, which NATO was created to dismantle the USSR. In the Middle East, they share a sense of fear and opportunism, worrying that regional unrest could topple anti Western partners like Bashar al Assad, but hoping that the strife will allow them to undermine their enemies and expand their own influence. Let me get this other one. You just got a couple precepts, man. This is fire because there is nothing new under the sun. Here's another one I was just reading up on. And this one is Iran Russia relations. Wikipedia. So it reads relations between the Grand Duchy of Moscow and the Persian Empire. Iran officially commenced in 1521. It's a with the Safavids in power. Past and present contact between Russia and Iran have long been complicatedly multifaceted, often wavering between collaboration and rivalry. The two nations have a long history of geographic, economic, and we know this is according to the scriptures. It's a again, the two nations have a long history of geographic, economic, and social political interaction. We know this. That's in Daniel 7 and Daniel 8. Mutual relations have often been turbulent and dormant at other times. Until 1720, on the surface, relations between Iran and Russia were largely friendly, and the two operated on a level of equity. And we know this according to prophecy, man. After 1720, with Peter the Great's attack on Iran and the establishment of the Russian Empire, the first of a long series of campaigns were initiated against Iran and the Caucasus. The Russian Empire had an oppressive role in Iran during the 19th century and the early 20th century, which harmed Iran's development, and during most of the ensuing Soviet period, the shadow of the big northern neighbor continued to impend. Since the fall of the Soviet Union, the two nations have generally enjoyed very close coordinal relations. Iran and Russia are strategic allies. We know this, and form an axis in the Caucasus alongside Armenia. Iran and Russia are also military allies in the conflict in Syria and Iraq, are partners in Afghanistan and post-Soviet Central Asia. The Russian Federation is also the chief supplier of arms and weaponry. We know this according to Ezekiel 38. The Russian Federation is also chief supplier of arms and weaponry to Iran due to international economic sanctions on Iran. Russia has become a key trading partner, especially in regard to the former excess oil reserves. Currently, Russia and Iran share a close economic and military alliance, and both countries are subject to heavy sanctions by most Western nations. And we know when you go to Google and pull up economic warfare, so Babylon been using economic warfare, which is tariffs, sanctions, embargoes, and it's other names that's in there. As a matter of fact, hold on, bear with me. Let me pull this up. You see, this is and see that's heavy because this is what all other nations are going to have in alliance with Russia and Iran. America putting sanctions on everybody, man. Let me pull this up real quick. What is it? Economic economic warfare. I just want to read some of this. Economic warfare definition. This is what all countries going to have in alliance, man. Because this is what Babylon the Great doing. So it reads, this is called economic warfare definition. You can look it up. International law. As a matter of fact, hold on. Let's drop that. I'm going to come back to that. Let me show you this. Just pull this up. And shalom to the Akim tuning in. Yeah, about Shemal Shah Barakathon. So this is come on. Now here we go. Why you want to do this to me now? All right. So this is economic warfare definition. Say international law, right? International law. I'm not internationally known. It's economic. So, Miss Sharon. They feel to come on. So it reads, economic warfare, the use of or the threat to use economic means against a country in order to weaken its economy and thereby reduce its political and military power. Economic warfare also includes the use of economic means to compel or to undermine normal relations without trade embargoes, boycott, sanctions, tariffs, discriminations, the freezing of capital assets. Remember what this guy Joe Biden said that America was going after oligarchy, gotten gains, right? It says some common means of economic warfare: trade embargoes, boycott, sanctions, tariffs, discriminations, the freezing of capital assets, the suspension of aid, the prohibition of investment and other capital flows, and explorations. It said countries engaging in economic warfare seek to weaken the adversary economy by denying the adversary access to necessary physical, financial, and technical resources, or by otherwise inhibiting its ability to benefit from trade, financial, and technological exchanges with other countries. Economic warfare consists of blockades and the interception of contraband among belligerents has been practiced since before the Peloponnesian War. In ancient Greece, in modern times, its uses have broadened to include putting pressure on neutral countries from which enemy countries might buy potential enemy goods that might contribute to war making ability. One of the primary types of economic warfare employed in the 20th century was the embargo, sometimes total and sometimes restricted to strategic goods, i.e., those that are essential for military purposes. During the Cold War, for example, United States and its allies attempted to deny the Soviet Union and its allies access to computers, communications, equipment, and other technologies of high economic military value. See? That's what Babylon the Great do, man. Tariffs, economic warfare. So now, come on, computer. Sheesh. We was doing good before this. I rebuke you, wicked, evil spirits, in the name of Yahweh Shemashah. Demonic ass spirit, man. Sheesh. Now it done froze up. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to this. I was reading the Iran-Russian relations, right? Let's go back to this. Lord willing, if we can. Get rid of that. We don't need that no more. So now we see this bear. This bear has relined, man. Come on, what the hell is going on, man? See, none of the computer. Oh man, here we go. Now that shit is flickering. Here we go with the bullshit, man. Boy, I tell you. Mm, the hell is going on here, man? Boy, I tell you. It's always damn something, man. All right, so going back to this, the whole damn screen was flickering, man. What the hell? Boy, I tell you. So going back to this Iran Russia relations, right? It reads, I stopped here at right here. Russia has become a key trading partner, especially in regard to the former's excess oil reserves. Currently, Russia and Iran share a close economic and military alliance, and both countries are subject to heavy sanctions. That's why I read the economic warfare, what it means, because both countries are subject to heavy sanctions by most Western nations. And this is happening to other countries too, man. America put sanctions on India and other countries. This is why India, South Africa, and Brazil and China joined. They made this alliance, man. They all getting sanctions on them. Militarily, Iran is the only country in Western Asia that has been invited in 2007 to join the Collective Security Treaty organizations, the Russian-based international treaty organization that parallels NATO. As soon as he became president, Vladimir Putin pursued close relationship with Iran and deepened Russia's military cooperation with Iran and Syria. And it just makes sense because it was written in 2015. Putin ordered a military intervention in Syria, supporting the Assad regime and its Iranian allies with an aerial bombing campaign against the Syrian opposition. While much of the Iranian military uses Iranian manufactured weapons and domestic hardware, Iran still purchased some weapons systems from Russia. In turn, Iran assisted Russia with its drone technology and other military technology during its invasion of Ukraine. So, I just got a couple precepts, man. So when you go to this is in Daniel chapter 2. This is Daniel 2 in verse 36. It reads, this is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. And thou, O king, are the king of kings, for the God of heaven has given thee kingdom, power, strength, and glory. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven hath he given to thy hand, and have made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee. So this second kingdom was the Medes and the Persians. In Daniel 7, it reads, in the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision, by night, and behold, the four winds of heaven strove upon the great sea, and four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. The first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. And behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and had three ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto arise, devour much flesh. See, this beast, this bear, what that was like unto a bear, is the Medes and Persians. When you go to Isaiah 13, the Lord said, this is Isaiah 13 and 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Salakia, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, and the beauty of the Chaldees' excellence shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherd make their fold there. Now you see what happened. The Arabians that dipped out on Babylon the Great, man. So it said, behold, I will stir up the beasts against them. So this is Revelation 13. It reads, verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. The 7 heads is Germana Major, Germana Minor, uh, French, Spanish, the British, Rome, and the Greeks. And the 10 horns, which is the EU nation, the original 10 EU nations, France, Luxembourg, Denmark, the Sueves, the Visigoths, the Lombards, there's a few more. And the 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, was the beginning rulership of the so-called white man, the Greeks, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. The bear being today the Russians. But it goes back to this bear in Daniel 7, man. Because it's the Medes and the Persians all over again. That's the point I'm making. They have merged back together, reforming the bear as prophecy foretold. In its mouth as the mouth of a lion. And when you go into this mouth of a lion, it goes into Great Britain. And it tell you that when you look up the articles, it tell you that Britain was like a lion. It say, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. So this bear, being which is right here in Revelation 13 and 2, it said the feet was the feet of a bear. Because the end of this rulership is going to come down with Russia, man, with God, as Ezekiel 38. And another point I wanted to make, when you go to Ezekiel 38, and see, this is all spiritual. Either you can receive it or you can't. When you go to Ezekiel 38, who's the first nation that it mentions joining with Russia? This is Ezekiel 38 and 1. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, The chief prince of Meshach and Tubal and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith Yahweh power, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. This is being turned back to the Soviet Union, man. And I will bring thee forth in all thy armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Verse 5, Ezekiel 30 and 5, it reads, Persia, which is Iran, man. Persia, Ethiopia and Libya, with them, all of them with shields and helmets. Gomer and the house of Togama of the north quarter, which is Turkey, and all his bands and many people with thee. So why is it mentioned in Persia first here? Why didn't it mention Ethiopia or Libya first? It said Gomer and all his bands, verse 6, the house of Togama. Why ain't put this in verse 5? Why the Lord had a word like this? Everything is done strategically, man. As the Lord is strategically taunting the kings of these nations now, man. But why is Persia the first nation mentioned here, man? This is buzzwords, significance, man. That's why. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, man. This is why I mentioned Persia first. Iran and Russia is the bear, man. As the Medes and Persians, Russia, the land, Russian, that's the land of the Medes, man. So, what's going on? The Lord has did a slightly change to the bear, man. Because it's Edomites on Edomites. As it say in Isaiah 19, the Egyptian shall be against the Egyptian, right? This is when you go to 2nd Ezra 11 and 39, it reads, Are not thou it that remainest of the four beasts whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times may come through them? Who is the fourth beast? It's the Roman Empire. What is America, Babylon the Great? What is this last great white hope of the so-called white man? It's a revived Roman Empire, man. This is, it say, are not thy it that remainest of the four beasts, which is in Daniel 7, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times, that the end of their times might come through them. Who is the them? The Edomites. Jeremiah. Same thing is said in Jeremiah, man. Jeremiah 50 and 45, it reads, Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh, that he have taken against Babylon, and his proposes that he had proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. And what, Lord? And he shall make their habitation desolate with them. He don't mention nobody here, right? It said the Chaldeans in Babylon. Well, in verse 49, it do tell you who the Lord talking to. Jeremiah 49, where is it? In 20, it reads, Therefore, hear the counsel of Yahweh that he have taken against Edom, and his proposes that he have proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. The Edomites. Yep. This bear, the Lord did a slight change and emerged this old bear, but now it's the Edomites and the Persians. How about that? How about that, man? So I just want to make that point. The Lord has merged this bear as the old Medes and Persians. Slight change. The Edomites is in there because the Lord is using Edomites to destroy Edomites. Now, when you go to Ezekiel 28, it reads, this is Ezekiel 28 and 7. Matter of fact, Ezekiel 28 and 3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. This is the so-called white man with his technology. He got cameras everywhere. Big brother's watching. He's listening. And if you don't know, you gotta to you women out there. You women love to walk around your cribs butt naked. So to you women out there that got these new TVs in your house, you got you a nice little 80-inch, 100-inch, 65-inch. They got cameras on them. Esau watching. So for y'all, you like walk around your living rooms, in your rooms butt naked. Esau watching you, man. Your laptop flipped up. You don't got the little piece to cover up your camera. You being seen. Oh, and they showed you in the watch the show. What's it called? With this nigga that got groped? What his name is? Terry Crews in the show. What is called? Are we there yet? And when his girl was in the sunroom and she was dancing, and he left the camera on. Listen, you got your flat screen TVs on the wall. Listen, it's cameras on those. Esau watching you, man. It say, "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee," because he got cameras everywhere. Man, I'm listening to Elder Yashwama's video with this guy. Hold on, this guy say, man, the separation of Babylon the Great, which is in Daniel 2:43, which the elder read in his video. Um, Hold on, because I had screenshot of it. So let's say this guy here, EU admits it has hypocritical double standards on Israel, Ukraine, Iraq, climate change. Anyway, it say European, hold on, let's look here. It's a European Union foreign policy chief, Joseph Borrell, admitted the West has hypocritical double standards on international law. And see that I just read economic warfare. Up under it said economic warfare, international law. So he say the West has hypocritical double standards on international law. The Russia-Ukraine NATO war, Israel brutal bombing of Gaza, the U.S. led invasions of Iraq, and climate change. Say Ben Norton analyzes the revealing comments on the top EU diplomat. Video Elder did. It was called Prophecy Watch. EU chief admits double standards in supporting Babylon and Israel. See, this is the separation of America, man. This is that Daniel 2:43. It said that they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another. So, um, yeah, Ezekiel 28. It reads, "With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasure." That's that James 5:1 through like 4. They have heaped treasure together for the last days. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic has thou increased thy riches. And they traffic everything here in Babylon the Great. People, guns, drugs, everything is trafficked here, man. Mostly people. Human trafficking, drugs, guns. And they showed you that in the movie with this guy Ice Cube. It was what's the movie he played in? It was the second part of it. The first one was with Vin Diesel. The second one was with Ice Cube. And these comedian guys. What's his name? What fat boy name? Uh, I can think of the two comedian guys. But they were driving the 18-wheeler truck. They thought it was cheese in there, but they went in the back and hit the code and opened up. It was a bunch of guns in there, man. Because Esau, it say, by thy wisdom and by thy understanding, thou has gotten thee riches and has gotten gold, silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic has thy increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. They traffic everything here in Babylon, man. People, guns, drugs, whatever. Legally. It's getting trafficked legally. Thus saith Yahweh power, because thou hast set thy heart as the heart of God. Behold, I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible bow of the nations, being Gog, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. See, it say, behold, therefore will I bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against thy beauty of thy wisdom. So when you go to Psalms 37, Psalms 37, in verse 15, it reads, their swords shall enter into their own heart, their bows shall be broken. So their sword enter into their own heart is going to be their own people, which I just read in Ezekiel 28. The Lord going to bring the terrible of the nations, which would be Russia, God. So it's going to be Edomites on Edomite. As the scripture say in Isaiah 19 and 2, when it said the Egyptians, matter of fact, let's read it, because when you go back and look up history, the Egyptians weren't fighting against each other. Everybody know that, man. The Egyptians wasn't fighting amongst themselves, man. So what is this talking about in Isaiah 19? Isaiah 19 and 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. What is this talking about? They're talking about the Edomites, man. The Egyptians ain't fight against each other. They're talking about these Edomites, and they're talking about these modern day Egyptians, which is the so-called white man, the Edomites. Why? Because the elites is taking generational wealth and white privilege from the common. And then you got these that's fighting amongst these nations, man. The EU and NATO and America, this beast system, is not on one page, man. They are not on one accord. As the scriptures say, it's at Mark 3, 23 through 25. The Luke 11, was that Luke 11 and 17? Let's read this one. This is Luke 11 and 17. It reads, but he knowing their thoughts said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth. So you got Germany talking about signing with Russia. Even EU said that, man, because they get gas, they get natural gas from Russia, man. But this is all a game. This is the Lord playing chess. And then the Lord got the elites playing game with the minds of the people, man. Because the elites control both sides of the war. They benefit from both sides of any war, man. But it's the Lord. But these are the signs of the times for the hopeful elect to see these things and know, and just see in Romans 13, that the salvation draws nigh, man. So I just want to make some points on this. Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rekak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishop and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, ready accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the occupant pushing this truth and believing this truth with full winds of the earth. The entire world shall light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Akwath who are listening learning. If you sister who are listening learning, dwarf tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. Till next time, I say Shalom. Wa Baba Ball. I'm going to close with, hold on here. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Shalak Rayum, Wa Nashim, Wa Badyum, Wa Haragyum, Wa Mashapayum, all call the Wumyum, Wa Gawarium, Wa Ayab Yamna, Wa Bakusha, 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 Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, the water, Amen. Till next time, I say Shalom. May the blessing of Alexa be upon your houses. May Yahweh Shemar shall continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Shalom.